So now we are going to discuss about municipal solid waste and its characteristics. First of all, the solid waste. What do you mean by solid waste? So whatever the thing which is arising from the human and animal activities in the solid form, which is discarded as unwanted and useless material, which is throwing into the environment is called solid waste. It is arised because of the activities we have done, like kitchen and the clothes we are using and paint, brush, batteries, and whatever the thing we are using in the solid form, after use we are throwing it to the environment as a wasteless product. So the types of solid waste are municipal solid waste, industrial waste, and hazardous waste. So the municipal solid waste is not harmful as much of industrial or hazardous waste. The industrial waste is nothing but the waste arising from by means of the industrial actions. That is, whatever the thing left from the industries are called industrial waste, and hazardous waste is nothing but the thing which is harmful to the environment, and it is very toxic. It contains toxic metals, batteries, like that. Okay, so it also contain the hospital wells also um, considered as a hazardous waste, but it is categorized as biomedical waste. So it is also harmful because of it contain the pieces of glasses, syringes, and human body parts, and everything. So next, according to the sources, it is divided into six categories. It's by means of it is produced by means of the residential thing. That is, from the houses we are using the thing which is discarded from the kitchen. The food waste, garbage is also called as garbage, and clothes and batteries, then paper, paint. So whatever the thing left over from the residential activities. Next one is commercial. The solid waste collected from hotels, malls, and restaurants, or comes under commercial activities. And the next one is institutional waste. Here, most of the waste it's in dry bases like paper, cardboard, and whatever the material left over from the industries. Next one is the industrial waste. Industrial by means of industrial actions, waste collected from industries, and the agricultural waste. So leftover foods and wasted fruits and vegetables by means of the agricultural actions, and trimming, there is a by means of trimming action, and whatever the thing left it from the agricultural actions. And the last one is open areas. The thing which we are discarded in the open areas is cutting of branches, falling of trees, and large debris, and dead animals are found in sites of alleys of the open areas, and the solid waste identified from the playground, and lawn. So these are the comes under this is the solid waste types of solid waste according to its sources. Next one is this is the classification of solid waste based on its physical, chemical, and biological characteristics. Okay, so based on this, we classify the solid waste as combustible, non-combustible, biodegradable, degradable, and based on its content, we are based on its characteristics, we are classified as follows. First one is garbages. So garbages is the uh, waste we are getting from sale of that is meat and food waste. Mainly it contains food waste, and it's because of the preparation, cooking, and serving of food in both municipal and commercial activities and institutional activities. So for example, we are cooking food in home, and in hotels, and whatever we left from the institution also. So this is the sources of these garbages are households, institutions, and commercial, and residential areas. Next one is combustible. Combustible and non-combustible waste. Combustible means it is easily ignited. Like it's a mostly dry waste. Garbage is a wet one. Here the combustible waste is a dry one. So it contains paper, cardboard, wood boxes, plastic racks, normally left over from the residential, commercial, and institutional activities, and non-combustible one. So these things cannot be ignited, and it is recovered and reused. The things are metals, tin cans, glass bottles, and stones, etc. Next one is the ashes. It's a residues collected from the fires used for cooking and for heating the buildings. Okay, so these are the sources of these garbages and combustible and non-combustible waste and ashes are mainly institutional, residential, and commercial activities. Next one is bulky waste. So bulky waste is nothing but it's a very bigger in size. That is larger in size. That is the leftover refrigerators and dry washers, washing machines. So these are the bulky waste which is throwing outside of the so as unwanted. So like used furnitures and big trees and branches of big trees are considered as bulky waste. And the next one is street waste. It's produced by means of action of the street sweeping and cleaning of the large areas of streets, and it contains leaves, dirts, and small type of branches and leftover things. Next one is dead animals. So the animals which is roaming in and around houses in the areas and the roads, while it may mean to accident, then the dead animals as also a solid waste. Then the abandoned vehicles, that is the unused automobile and its spare parts are considered as a in this category. So the sources of this bulky waste and street waste and dead animals and abandoned vehicles are mostly the streets and sidewalks and alleys of the open areas. Next one is construction and demolition waste. It's produced by the actions of we are constructing while constructing of a new house, or during its maintenance, or while demolishing the whole building for the new construction. So the construction and demolition sites are the sources for this type of waste. Next one is the industrial waste. Already, as we discussed earlier, the main sources of this type of waste are factories and power plants and etc. Small scale, from large scale to small scale industries. It is the waste is the arised by means of the actions and the processes which is used in the industries. Next one is hazardous waste. It contains the radioactive material, metals, and explosives. That is it easily burnt material, and pathological waste. Pathological waste means the biomedical waste which contain the harmful bacteria, and it's arised by means of hospitals. There is a sometimes municipal waste also produce the hazardous waste one, like what we used for batteries and electronic waste may impart the hazardous waste. Next one is animal and agricultural waste. It is by means of the agricultural actions, that is the waste which is discarded from the livestock farms and agricultural activities. Okay, last one is sewage treatment residue. This is arise from the sewage treatment plant and septic tank of a town. Okay, it may contain normally the product which is we are receiving from the screening action. There is floatable materials is they are screened. Okay, so it is discarded as solid waste, and in the septic tank the sludge is desludged yearly is also considered as the waste comes under this category. Next one is characteristics of the municipal solid waste. So it's majorly divided into physical properties and chemical properties. So in this the physical properties are, So normally the density, ignitionability, corrosivity and explosivity, reactivity and toxicity of the solid waste are comes under the physical properties, and next one is chemical properties. In this chemical properties, the thing which is you determined by the proportions of the solid waste determined by means of approximate analysis and ultimate analysis, and mainly the heating value of the um, solid waste can be um, categorized under the chemical properties. So this is the values. There is average values of the components which is determined by using the proximate analysis, and these are the values of elements which is present in the solid waste by determined by ultimate analysis of the municipal solid waste, and this is the average value which gives. Next one is the composition of the municipal solid waste. So normally the municipal solid waste contain maximum of which covers the maximum of this type of waste, and the percentage mass and percentage moisture content and the density of that particular components of municipal solid waste has been determined. The range should be uh, in this the as tabulated below. So while calculating the energy content, because each and every waste contain, that is solid waste contain the energy. So while calculating the energy, you make use of these values. That is the range of the tabulated values has been used, because the range which is indicated in the tabulation may vary from lower to higher level. So also these are the characteristics. So based on its composition, it has given, but the characteristics of the solid waste, municipal solid waste like paper, plastic, based on this composition of the following things may vary by means of the human actions and the animal action activities. So also it may varied by means of human action. For example, if our income is more, then the discarded amount of the solid waste is also more. Okay, so the income is the main that is a main criteria which decides the quantity of municipal solid waste produced. Okay, so according to this they have already the values of the paper, plastics, ashes and moisture content and bulk density of the so municipal solid waste has been arrived. So these values, there is the ranges of these characteristics can be used for the calculation purposes. So these are the formulas which is used to calculate the energy content of the solid waste, and the total energy which is divided by the total mass is called as energy content as it is discarded. Okay, the solid waste as it is discarded. The density can be calculated by dividing the value of mass. There is a ratio of the mass and volume gives the value of density, and the energy content in the dry basis is calculated by multiplying the energy content as discarded by 100 minus percentage of the moisture content. So we have to detect the value of moisture content to get the energy content in dry basis. So energy content in ash free dry basis has been calculated by deducting the value of percentage moisture content. In addition to that, deduct the value of percentage of the ash content. Next one is heating value. So the heating value of the waste which gives the which implies as the quality of the municipal solid waste. This is the heating value of the waste has been calculated by using the Daylink's formula in terms of kilojoule per kg. If the value of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and the thing which is if we known the values by percentage by weight, then we can make use of the Deoling's formula to calculate the heating value of the waste, and the energy content of the municipal solid waste can also be determined by using this formula if we know the percentage of the character. There is a parameters like food, cardboard and paper, and plastic, leather and rubber. That is the maximum quantity of the part of the solid waste. If we know the value in terms of percentage, then we can calculate the energy content by using this formula. Okay, so next one is high heating value and low heating value has been arrived by using these formulas. If we know the values of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen in terms of percentage by weight. So there is a solved problem for the composition of the municipal solid waste. Here the total energy content in terms of discarded basis, that is the energy content as discarded basis as given for various components of the solid waste. Also percentage by mass also given, and moisture content of the particular so components of waste also given. Okay, so we have to add all the energy content. Next one is the dry mass. To calculate the dry mass, we have to separate the value, that is deduct the value of moisture content in terms of percentage. It is given in the tabulation. So the mass, that is the percentage moisture content of the solid waste has been deducted from the mass of the solid waste, so which gives the values of the dry mass for each and every component. It has been arrived. Next, the energy content. Energy content is the total moisture content has been added together of the solid waste for each component. So by adding these values, we are getting the value of 61, and so the moisture content is calculated. That is 100 minus the mass, that is 100 minus the total amount of dry mass divided by 100 will give the value of the moisture content. Then the energy content on the dry basis as calculated by the using the formula, that is the energy content as a discarded basis multiplied by 100 divided by 100 minus percentage of the moisture content. By substituting the values, we can get the value of the energy content in the dry basis. The next solved example is 15 gram of sample has given, and the calorimetric value of, that is heating capacity, has given in terms of calorie per degree Celsius, and the temperature increase while the combustion action has given, and they are asking to calculate the heating value of the sample. The heat value of the sample is determined by using the formula C into delta T by I. Here the delta T is the rise in temperature, and M is the mass of the sample, and C is the heat capacity of the calorimeter. By substituting the known values which is given in the problem, we can calculate the heat value of the unknown material as 1604.2 calorie per gram. So the next solved problem is we are going to calculate the energy content of the municipal solid waste for the following properties. That is, the properties has given in terms of the percentage by weight for the following components, and already we know the formula for the energy content. If the values of food products and plastic, leather, rubber has given. So if it is in percentage by weight, we have to, by substituting these values, we can calculate the energy content of the solid waste. Here F means the value of the food waste. It is 19 percentage, and CP is the value of the paper products, and PLR is indicate the values of percentage weight of plastics, leather, and rubber. Here the plastics, there is a the percentage weight of the plastic has given us 13. So by substituting these values, we are getting the energy content of the municipal solid waste as 9.77 per kg.